before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get cash back, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. What you're looking at here is not a new status. This is actually my old status from when I was approved for both. But this is for illustrative purposes. This is to illustrate this is where we would want to be today. Today is May 31st, 2021, which represents the last day to be approved for the PPP loan. Today is the PPP deadline. After today, unless they replenish the PPP funds, PPP will pretty much be over. The good thing is, if you're SBA approved and you're here, whether you're between SBA approved, promissory note signing, lender funding, and here, you have until June 30th to be funded. Or to say it another way, the lenders have until June 30th to fund you. So this is great. And borrow funded means you have funds on its way eventually. It's not as fast as it used to be. When I went borrow funded, I was funded within 2 to 3 business days. Some people, especially right now, they've been on borrow funded for weeks. Haven't been funded yet. So even right now, as you saw in the last video, my previous video for May 30th, you don't even have a lender up here yet. They're still trying to find a lender. Some of you have Lendistry. Some of you have, I think it's Capital something. So some of you do have lenders, but obviously most of the lenders are gone. They're just working with micro lenders and minority lenders and things like that. So they're trying to find you a lender. And there's not even many funds left. Recently I saw sometime last week they only have $2.5 billion left in the funding. So there's no telling how fast that stuff go. So anyway, this is where you want to be. You want to be where it says borrow funded. That means you have funds on its way eventually. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week. Remember, I said some people have been on borrow funded for a few weeks now. But once you're at borrow funded, you know the money is coming down the pipe. It's going to hit your account. Just a matter of when. If you're a lender funded, the next step is borrow funded. If you're SBA approved, you have to go through the lender funding, then be borrow funded. So at least you know you're approved once you're SBA approved, and they have another 30 days to get you funded. So that's the good thing. The bad thing is there are tons of applications that are out there that are not approved, and they're just going to fall by the wayside, which is not fair. Because they're supposed to be funding these applications. They're supposed to be making sure that people got funded. You're not denied. You're not saying, hey, you don't qualify. It's just that you supposedly ran out of funds when everybody's supposed to have been okay until the end of the month. Supposed to have plenty of funds there, you know. And I understand it. You know, it's kind of like, you know, going after the grant process, and you know, everybody don't qualify for the grant. But you see, it's like this. It's not that you didn't qualify. Is that they supposedly ran out of funding. So, supposed to say, okay, look, we're going to give this amount of money to this amount of people. It didn't work like that. It was, there are different types of loans that are going to be forgiven that we're giving out. And we should be able to take care of these many loans. With a grant, they say, okay, the grant is going to be $1,000 per person, and we're going to give a grant to 20,000 people. So we know you only can give a grant to 20,000 people. If you're not one of those 20,000 people, that's it. The PPP wasn't like that. They're doing that with the supplemental grant right now. The supplemental grant is only going to be for 1 million people. $5,000 for 1 million people. They got it set. After that, that's it. Whether you qualify or not, we're only doing 1 million people. That makes sense. But the PPP was just open. You know, it was a free fall. And then they said, oh, we don't have any more funds. And it's like, well, wait a minute. It's not fair. You got all these applications in the pipeline. How are we going to get these applications together? And not to mention the fraud. I've seen some crazy stuff. I've been, you know, keeping my eye on everything, and I've seen some crazy stuff with the fraudsters. I mean, people getting millions of dollars for nonsense. Who's doing the balances and checks? Making up farms, you know, making up all types of stuff. These people getting millions of dollars. Now, granted, they're going to jail, but the money is already gone. And so now you have people out here who are legitimate companies, who are legitimate businesses, legitimate gig workers trying to get these funds, and they going through all this nonsense. Especially with how Womply been doing things. Womply is great, but they're not perfect. And they've been going through a lot of nonsense, especially their customer service is horrible. Even some of their lenders, customer service is horrible. So, you're legitimate people going through all this nonsense while these fraudsters just going straight through. They're sailing through like, hey, give me the 1 million. Give me the 500,000. Give me the 50,000. And the people just trying to get 10 or 15,000 can't get it. So that's the problem I'm seeing right now. But hopefully we'll see where it's going to go. We have a few hours left in the day, and by the end of the day we'll see what's going to happen. But I'm going to show you something before I get out of here. Let me show you something real quick. It's nothing major. I just want to show it to you. So here on the SBA website, they have some PPP data. You can go check this out. It's sba.gov. And just hit the PPP spot and get the approval summary, programs, and forgiveness. So we're going to go to here. We're going to look at getting help with the PPP loan. They have resources to help you walk you through with the PPP loan. You can speak with a counselor and things like that. So you can do that if you would like. But I mean, it's the last day, so does that really matter? But we're going to get to some statistics, some data. So here's their approval summary. They approved 11,618,144 loans. Here's the net total dollars. Looks like $795 billion, $908,415,697. They have 5,469 lenders. Here it is for 2021. 6,476,297 loans approved. A total of $273,729,926,815. 5,244 lenders. That's what they claim they put out there. All right, so we're going to see the forgiveness part, because I know a lot of you have been worried about the forgiveness. This is for loans from last year. This is not anything from this year yet. But total is 5.2 million. Forgiven 3.3 million. And amount not forgiven, they don't have any statistics for that yet, but they have 145,000 under review. Applications not yet received is 1.7 million. That's what they're saying on the forgiveness amount. Those are the apps, and they got the dollar amount for forgiveness. Total is 521.2 billion. Forgiven is 279.4 billion. Amount not forgiven 1 billion. Under review 81.5 billion. Applicants not yet received 159.1 billion. All right, that's what they're talking about with the forgiveness. But again, that's not applications, I don't believe, that came in for 2021 yet. So we'll know sooner or later when they give us some information on that about forgiveness. But I want to run these numbers by you guys. So it's real simple. I'm just hoping that they get this stuff together. And I'm keeping my ears open and my eyes open to see what they're talking about as far as what they're going to do with the PPP. I'll update you guys on information that I get. But I'm interested to see how this is going to end up today. Again, today is the 31st. Pretty boring video. I'm sorry if it was boring. I'm just trying to get some information out there and trying to get you to understand that I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I guess you guys don't know either. But again, thanks for watching. Subscribe to It's Oasis. Check out the links in the description. You want to get your credit together, check out the credit monitoring link. You want to find out how to get these properties and how to become an entrepreneur, check out the Be Free link. And if you want to know how to get this cash back, I get tons of cash back all the time. And you can check out my favorite cash back sites link down there. And as always, until the next video, everybody, let's get this money.